Hey everybody, it's Cousin Shannon from Iowa. I'm getting ready to make Russ some meal prep for this week, and we're going to do something different tonight that I watched a couple of videos on. Hopefully I know what I'm doing. I'm going to make cottage pie. It's called cottage pie instead of, what do you call that, shepherd's pie, because it's got hamburger and not lamb in it. So I'm going to show you what I do. Right now I've got some cauliflower that I've chunked up. I just bought that pre-cut cauliflower and produce at Walmart that is already chopped up, and I put it in a pan with just a little bit of water, and I've let it sit in there and simmer, so it's going to soften up. And then I'm getting ready to do the meat mixture, so I'll show you how I do it. I've got my pan heating up and put some olive oil in here. I have diced up really small some carrots, some celery, some onion, and a little bit of one jalapeno just because we kind of like some heat. We're going to start softening up these vegetables. So to my vegetables that I've got going, I'm also going to add some diced up mushrooms. This is just 8 ounces of baby Bella that I chopped up small. Just like the vegetables, you want them pretty small. The vegetables are diced pretty fine. Mushrooms, they'll shrink down quite a bit as they cook. Just making up this recipe, I saw somebody make a cottage pie with some of these ingredients. They used I think carrots and onions, maybe. I can't remember. These are is the cauliflower that I steamed. It mushes up pretty easy just with my hand. So like mashed potatoes, it's gonna mush up. You want to get it pretty soft because you don't want that grainy cauliflower like the cauliflower rice. You want it more like mashed potatoes. Whoops, I'm making a mess. I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, and then we'll come back and we're going to put some hamburger in here. Alright, I added some minced garlic in here, and as you can see, the veggies and the mushrooms are all about the same size now that it's cooked down. So the next thing we're going to add to the pan is the ground beef. Now you could probably do this just a bunch more mushrooms and maybe some lentils and make this a whole vegetarian thing. I've made lentil taco meat. It turned out really good. But we're going to add protein with our beef. I really missed out the other day. I was in Aldi's on a Sunday evening. I think it was a week ago. And they had ground beef, 85.15 ground beef for $2.95 a pound. Of course, they were out when I was in there. But oh my goodness, I wish I would have got that deal. I could have got some and got it in the freezer. I would have sent everybody in for some because I think there was a limit of 4. So I'm going to let this ground beef cook down, and then I'll show you what we do next. So this has been cooking down a little bit, and I'm going to put some seasoning in it because I haven't put any seasoning in it yet. I'm going to put some black pepper in here. I'm going to put some oregano. And I'm going to put some garlic. quite a bit because this is 2 pounds of hamburger in this one, because I'm dividing this up into 4 meals for us. And I'm going to put some garlic salt in here too for the salt. This has sea salt in it and garlic, so a little extra garlic and a little bit of salt. So mix that in there, and then I'm going to let it cook down just a little bit more, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got this cooked down quite a bit. Just about all the liquid's gone out of it, the fat and the liquid. There's a little bit left, and we'll drain it before we put it all together. But I'm going to add some tomato paste. Normally I would use a squeeze bottle because I hate wasting what's left in the container, but that's probably 3 or 4 tablespoons. And then I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. And then we're going to cook this down just a little bit more, and then we'll come back and make the topping. All right here I've got my food processor, and I'm going to put that cauliflower in that we steamed. Now this would not be a meal for my cousin Tim or my son Noah, because they do not like anything with the hint of cauliflower taste. To me, I think cauliflower takes on whatever you put in it, but I'm sure you could do this with potatoes. This is going to be loud because I'm going to get the food processor going. I guess, you know, if you plug it in, it might work. To that, I am going to add, this is something I found at Aldi's, and it's garden vegetable goat cheese. I think I saw the person use some cream cheese, but I'm going to try this, see what happens. We've been putting a lot of goat cheese in his meals. So I'm going to put that in there. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Got a spoon. So it's going to be a cheesy, creamy. We're also going to put some cottage cheese in here in place of cream or milk that you would normally put in mashed potatoes. I'm just using some small Carb Cottage cheese. Probably should have strained some of the liquid out, but you know, I don't follow directions. It's just like when I make lasagna. You're supposed to get the liquid out of there. with some cheesecloth, I'm sure. So it might be a little soupy, but we're gonna run with it. And then we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese in it. So it is very cheesy, probably more cheese than cauliflower. Probably about 4 ounces. Pretty good. I'm almost thinking I almost want to put an egg in there, but I'm not going to. But it might help bind it. So yeah, I'm going to put an egg in. What can it hurt? Hopefully it's a good egg, because here it goes. You should always crack it into a bowl. Don't do what I say, do what I say, not what I do. Probably is the right way to put it. Okay, so. Next thing we're gonna do is put the bowls together. So I have 4 of these glass Pyrex bowls. Okay. So I got 4 of these bowls. I'm going to divide the meat mixture up into the bowls, and then we're going to add the topping. I got the oven heated up to 350. I want to get all that goodness in there. Hopefully that's not too soupy. Dang it. Oh well. Live and learn, live and learn. I tilted the pan and let the grease run to the other side, so shouldn't be too greasy. Smells good. Wish we had smell-o-vision. I have never tried making a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie. Of course, not big on lamb in the United States as they are other places, but you can get lamb. Aldi sells lamb. I think Walmart sells, I'm sure everybody sells it. It's just not something you normally look for, at least here. I love E-Rose. I love lamb. Looks like I got it pretty well evenly distributed between the 4 of them. I'm sure I probably want more meat protein, more than the cheesy layer, because Russ is on, of course, low carb. Not that there's a lot of carbs in this with the cauliflower instead of the potatoes. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Oh my goodness, I think he's gonna love this. It is so good. And I hope this doesn't ruin it. I'm just gonna put a thin layer of this on top, since I did make it not probably how it's supposed to be. So I just put some on top of the meat mixture. And then I'm gonna put them all in the oven, and I'm gonna bake them for about 25 minutes, and I'll come back and I'm also gonna put some cheese on top of that, some cheddar cheese or shredded cheese. And then we're gonna bake it for about 25 minutes and we'll come back. Here it is, guys. It's right out of the oven. Looks really yummy. Russ is tasting it right now. No wonder why.